Just my review of the Purple Heart padded longsword. I've had it for about 4 months now. I like it. It's very nice, especially because I live somewhere very hot, so I can't use a bunch of padding and gear. So usually I just kind of go with a helmet and one of these. It's made out of this nice kind of soft foam. I think they're about 60 something on Purple Heart's website. Oh, they're nice though, nice and heavy. Have a really good balance, at least compared to my Red Dragon synthetic longsword. So it's about almost equal. It's about similar length, except the handle on this one is a little longer than this one. Obviously the synthetic is actually heavier, but they feel about the same balance-wise. This one, the center point of gravity on it is a little more forward, so it makes it feel heavier, especially over a longer period of time. These are nice. You can hit someone about 70% force. I would never really hit anyone 100%. It does kind of tend to sting a little bit if you get hit really, really hard. I would wear a helmet with one of these, just because you can get a little bit of a kind of a concussive effect when you get hit in the head. But these are very nice and long. On the stab, it can be a little hard, so it doesn't necessarily conform that much. Even the synthetic has a little bit better flexibility on the stab, if you can see there. So I would hold back a little bit on some stabs, particularly this kind of stab I've been hit with, and it hurts a lot when you kind of extend with that backhand, and if you run into that, it hurts. So I would either wear, when you fight with these, a cup and the helmet. At the very least, I would probably wear a helmet over the cup. I don't really get hit there that often. I get pretty lucky. The crossguard is nice. It's technically as big as the synthetic, but because the blade itself is so thick, sometimes it doesn't catch as well as a normal, as you would with steel or synthetics. But it is nice, it does work. The material, the actual blade is it's foam like I said, but it has this kind of carpet material. And with that carpet material, it basically makes other it makes other Purple Heart weapons slide along it. So there's not really much of a bite effect when you're in a bind. It's very slippery. If you like that kind of thing, good for you then. You'll enjoy that, but it is very slippery. And it does tend to bounce if two blades kind of clash. Sometimes what's happened is I've been in a bind with my friend when we're sparring. We're both using, the Purple Hearts, and we'll kind of hit, it'll bounce, and then I'll get like a hand hit or something. So be aware of that. That's why I wouldn't use these with heavy strength involved. One, I think you could damage these. It does hurt, like I said, still, if you get hit full force, especially on stabs. And just the harder you hit, the more likely it is that you're just gonna bounce and then exit the bind. But it is nice for kind of practice sparring, drilling small things in a sense. Like I said earlier, I've owned this for about 4 months now. I really like this. Since the day I've gotten it, I've liked it, to be honest. This is specifically the padded longsword heavy on Purple Heart Army's website. So they have a light one. The light is a bit shorter, and I think the handle itself is shorter, and it's lighter. It's basically like a two-handed longsword for kids, for 12-year-olds and stuff. I've heard that one's not as flexible, so it hurts even a little more on the stab, but I heard they're also nice. But I like this one. It has very similar weight to my synthetic, at least the balance-wise. I'm not the biggest guy, so I do get tired swinging it around. One thing, and I would say this is mostly my fault, when it comes to me using it, if you notice right here, I've kind of lost some of that carpet material. That's just because I didn't notice, especially I think the first week I was using it. Sometimes when I'd be in low guards or just really tired, I would kind of drag it along the floor, and that would damage the tip. So make sure not to scratch it on any concrete or anything rough. Anything smooth, it should be all right. Just definitely not on concrete or sand. You can mess it up. I do like it. I've only used it for 4 months now, so we shall see how it lasts in the long run. They don't warp or anything really. I do hang them on my wall like this. My other one has a slight bit of a curve, but it's not the end of the world. It's not like an ugly or messing it up kind of curve. And these are a little bit flexible. If you bind really hard, it's kind of hard to... Actually, I can simulate it right here. If you push really hard on someone else's sword, but nothing that it would break. It kind of just goes back to the same shape as it was before. Like I said though, these can be a bit painful, so I wouldn't tend to strike someone full force. unless you both agree to it and you're wearing helmets and at least a cup. Anywhere else is not too bad, and be careful on the stabs.